close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Line into left field for a base hit.
Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run, the throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Well, the wind is picking up, and the softball action is as well. Going to be with you here on yourliveevent.com. James Martin's live from Grafton as the Spoilers host Mayport CG. Should be a great matchup for you. No, the score is not 8-2. I have to adjust that, so my apologies on that. It's been a while since again we had baseball, softball here at your live event. A lot of the matchups last week were canceled or postponed or taken off our schedule. So either way, we are here and we're happy to be here. Hillsborough, Central Valley, Northern Cass as well on yourliveevent.com on another stream here. Keith Meyer with a call on that one just a little bit down the road. So if you want to toggle between the two, you certainly can do that. Let's reset the score here for you. Between the Mayport CG Patriots and the Grafton Spoilers, Mayport CG comes in at 2-0. Of course, the most successful team. Have you ever heard of something called like the Capital One Cup? I know every conference in the NCAA has basically where if you had all the sports together and you took them all together and you tallied up the best results on who did the best in all the sports combined, you'd say Mayport CG is probably at the top of those the quote-unquote Capital One Cup. I know they have a name for it. I think it's the BSN Sports Cup. I know Thompson won it a few years ago, but basically it's the overall best school for all of their particular sports, fall, winter, and spring. And Mayport CG, of course, second place in Class B volleyball this past year, and then as well finishing in as a championship in the new Class B, or new Division B basketball. So second place finish, a championship finish. They're looking to get back to the state tournament. Grafton looking to get there themselves. Should be a fun one here this afternoon. A couple of senior pitchers in the circle with Addison Frederickson from Grafton. She's warming up here right now. And as well, we'll have, I believe, it is Riley Satram as well for Mayport CG. Will pitch, of course, in the bottom halves of the innings. So that's what we have on tap for you. As you can tell, as you can hear, the weather is sunny. You can tell that on the screen, but you can tell that on the audio that the wind is certainly going to be a factor in today's contest. Wasn't able to formally catch up with either of the head coaches, but I'm sure both of them would tell you that the wind is going to be a dramatic factor in this one and could humble these really good, really talented young ladies in the pitcher circle. Taking a look at the weather forecast, I'd say it's about 60-40, 60% clouds, 40% sun. The sun is shining here right now. Temperature 65 degrees, but again, the story is the wind. Winds out of the east right now, 20 to 25 miles an hour. Could see a scattering of showers tonight. We actually did see a scattering of showers, or you may have seen a scattering of showers in Trail County, especially in the Hillsborough area, as well in western Norman County, kind of the Halstead area. And it might have got to Ada as well. Some slight rain showers. But right now, it looks pretty darn good here as we look to be ready for softball action here in Grafton on yourliveevent.com. Don't forget to join us tomorrow as well for a big one in Region 2 baseball between Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Thompson. From Hillsborough, I'll take you through that one as well. Let's take you through the starting lineups for both of these teams. And mentioned already the starting pitchers, Riley Satram from Mayport CG. We'll start with the Patriots. Starting lineup. They'll lead off with the senior center fielder, number 3, Mesa Larson. Batting second, the shortstop, number 9, senior, of course, Danica Hansen. Batting third, the senior pitcher, number 2, Riley Satram. Batting fourth, the senior catcher, number 6, Raina Satram. Batting fifth, number 27, the junior at first base, number 27, as I mentioned, Parker Strand. Batting sixth is a sophomore. Second base, number 5, Bryn Kritzberger. Batting seventh, it's a junior, designated player number 18, Brooklyn Galdi. And, I think I've left off a little bit. Peyton Strand is fifth, Bryn Kritzberger sixth, Galdi seventh. Then it's Madison Sand, junior left fielder number 19, and batting ninth, it's Reagan Zerfus, the senior right fielder, number 10. In the flex spot, Hudson Zerfus, the sophomore, number 12, she'll play third base. That's the starting lineup for head coach Keenan Conshock and the Mayport CG Patriots. And now the starters. Hopefully I'll hold on to the starting lineups here for the Grafton Spoilers, the home team, at 2-1 to start the year. They don't have a loss to a Class B school. They're only lost to West Fargo Horace this season. Grafton Spoilers, by the way, they are coached by Courtney Hernandez and assisted by Mandy Hagen. And so the starters look like this. Leading off, it's the shortstop, a senior, number 4, Siri Olson. Batting second, it's a senior at first base, number 24, Haley Berg. Batting third at third base, senior, number 34, Emma Hagen. Batting fourth, it's a senior, designated player, number 11, Nicole Johnson. Batting fifth, Addison Fredrickson, the senior, pitcher, number 2. Batting sixth, it's a junior, catcher, number 12, Emma Johnner. Batting seventh, it's Claire Olson, a senior at second base, number 23. Batting eighth, a sophomore, left fielder, number 6, Jocelyn Delgard. And batting ninth, I believe, is, let's see here, Alexis Garza, a sophomore right fielder. Flex spot at center field, number 13, a junior, Mattia Schopp. It's the starters here. As looks like we are underway, and the first pitch is a ball for Madison Fredrickson. Count goes 1-0 here to Mesa Larson, the senior. Again, neither of these teams will they lost either in region play or in Class B play yet this season. Mayport CG also has not surrendered a run yet this year. Count now goes to 3-0 here to Mesa Larson. As again, the winds are going to be a giant factor in this one. 3-0 pitch. That does fall into the glove there for strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, top of the first. First batter up here as we start this contest. 3-1 pitch. A little low, and Mesa Larson's aboard on a walk. She gets over there to first base. In 4 pitches. That brings in Danica Hansen, the senior. Shortstop, number 9, right-handed batter. Fredrickson in the windup. Hansen shows bunt. She backs away from that. Runner goes for the steal and gets there. The wind takes that ball away. Hard to credit an error when the wind basically took that one, but Larson gets the steal over to second. We'll credit it as a throwing error over to third, getting Larson to third. And the first pitch was a ball. Count goes now to 1-0, so now Larson's over at third. There's the 1-0 pitch. That's high, 2-0. Might be in for a lot of walks here, at least at the start. It's a mark of a good pitcher when you know how to master the wind. I don't know that anybody's perfectly executed that yet. Oh, Addison Fredrickson nearly had her head taken off by Hansen as Larson will come in to score. Hansen with the RBI single brings home Mesa Larson, and the score is now 1-0 in favor of Mayport CG. And that'll bring up here Riley Satcham. The pitcher, number 2, pitches a little high. Count goes to 1-0 here. And a 1-0 lead for the Mayport CG Patriots, state tournament team last year. Memory serves me right, they went to the semifinals. It's a ball. Count goes 1-1 here to Riley Satcham. Getting a runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the first. A 1-0 lead here for Mayport CG. There's the pitch. A bouncer. Hansen is about halfway to second. Thought about challenging. She'll scamper on back over to first. And the count goes down to 2-1 to Riley Satcham. Raina Satcham on deck. Peyton Strand in the hole here. There's the pitch. Fouled to the backstop. Count goes down 2-2. Fredrickson on the hunt for her first strikeout of the game. Again, the Patriots 2-0 to start the season. Shutout victories over Midway Minto 12-0 and Larimore 23-0. That pitch a little high. Hansen will go for the steal this time, and she will get there. As Riley Satcham is into a full count here now. There's the pitch and a walk drawn. Hansen threatening. She'll head over to third on another steal. Couple of walks and a hit so far for Mayport CG, and now we have runners at the corners with nobody out. As Raina Satcham, catcher, senior, number 6, right-handed batter, comes to the dish. First pitch is a little low. Catcher gets on top of that, but a nice steal there for Riley Satcham. Already the Patriots with 4 steals. They're not even through 4 at-bats yet. So again, Riley Satcham goes over to second. There's the pitch, and right into the glove of the right fielder that time for Grafton. And Garza. Line drive straight there. Line out to the right fielder for the first out of the inning. Runners remain on their bases at second and third. Brings in here now Peyton Strand. First base, junior. Or Parker Strand, excuse me. Hopefully I get that straight the rest of the game here for Grandpa Tim and Grandma Sue. There's the pitch. Popped up. And that goes into the center fielder's glove. Danny Hansen will tag up and score. And as well, Riley Satcham will go to third. So, give an RBI there to Parker Strand. On the sac fly to center. Second out, Satcham goes over to third. And the score is now 2-0. Favor Mayport CG. Brings in here now Bryn Kritzberger. Second base, number 5, right-handed batter, 2 outs. Runner on third. Sun goes behind the clouds, and the count goes now to 1-1. One pitch, popped up, deep shot towards right, foul. Count goes down to 1-2. Galdi on deck and Sand in the hole here for the Patriots. Off to a nice start with a 2-0 lead and a runner on third, trying to make their way home. They've outscored their opponents now 37-0 in the first. 2 2/3 of an inning game. It's fouled back as well. Count remains at 1-2 here to Kritzberger. Fredrickson tries to get out of the inning, not too much unscathed. A little bit of ball. Count goes to 2-2. Fredrickson, phenomenal volleyball season. Grafton, not quite the basketball season they wanted, but still a good showing as well. Fredrickson, 2-2 pitch. Makes it now a full count. Of course, Grafton moving up to the new Class A, so it's a little bit of a learning curve there. Grafton finishing in 5th place, following a 4-1 and a walk in there in the first round earlier this year. As that's another walk, Kritzberger is the board. She gets over to first base. Runners are now at the corners with 2 outs. That brings in Galdi, designated player here for Mayport CG, Brooklyn Galdi, the junior. Getting a runner on first and a runner on third with 2 down here, and that's a shot that goes foul down the left base line, or I should say the third base line, left field line. Count goes 0-1. Sand on deck and Reagan Zerfus in the hole to round out the order the first time through for the Patriots. Between them and Thompson, probably the 2 favorites here in this region, but a region so geographically diverse, and depending upon the weather and all sorts of things, can make it interesting. Kritzberger's able to get the steal. I have now 5 stolen bases for Mayport CG so far in this first. Galdi gets a hold of that. Shot, shallow left field. It is hauled in by the shortstop, actually, so we'll go pop fly to short to end the inning. Mayport CG does pick up a couple of runs off of 1 hit. There was 1 error, according to my book anyway, even though he could have credited that to the wind. There was there were 2 earned runs, both runs were earned, and there were 2 left on base. And 8 batters through in the top of the order for Mayport CG. So after 1 on the scoreboard, we go now to the bottom of the first. Grafton will have a chance to respond. The Patriots lead it 2-0, and Satcham will go to the circle here for the first time this afternoon here on yourliveevent.com.
It's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, Case Late Models.
Bottom of the first here on yourliveevent.com. James Martin's here with you. Mayport CG and Grafton. The Spoilers come into the game at 2-1 on the season. And Siri Olsen will lead off the batting order. The shortstop, number 4, to face off against Riley Satcham of Mayport CG. First pitch is a little outside. Count goes to 1-0. And Grafton does not have a loss either to a Class B opponent. Their only loss this season to West Fargo Horace, 17-12. Picked up 11-5 win over Pembina County North and a 17-1 win at Nelson County Dakota. 2-0, that's zipped to the backstop, fouled by Siri Olsen. Count goes down to 2-1. Berg on deck and Hagen in the hole here for the Spoilers. Wind picking up once again pretty consistently at 20 to 30 miles an hour, probably gusting towards 40, as that is a strike. After 2 balls tossed for Riley Satcham to start, now has picked up a couple of Ks. 2-2 pitch. It's a little, framed there nicely. I thought it was going to be a little outside, but Raina Satcham with the beautiful framing there, and that's the first out of the inning. Here at the bottom of the first. Brings in here second batter for Grafton. That's Haley Berg, the senior, number 24. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch is a ball as well. To Berg, playing first base today. Right-handed batter, number 24. Base is cleared with one out on the board. And a swing and a miss. Count goes now 2-1. And the windup, there's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, now 2-2. Second straight batter that Satchram has faced that she started out 2-0. Started behind the count, now is drawn even. Last time was a strikeout looking. We'll see what this time is. There's the 2-2 pitch. That is the same thing. Berg thought about going for a check swing, didn't commit. Back-to-back Ks to start the game in the circle for Riley Satchram. Hagen, the pitcher now, or the batter now for Grafton. Swing and a miss that time. Count goes to 0-1. This is Emma Hagen, the senior. 0-1 pitch. Grounder foul down the third base line. Count goes 0-2. Nicole Johnson on deck. Addison Frederickson in the hole here for Grafton in the white jerseys. Maroon numbers outlined in gold. Maroon socks. And white jersey, white pants. There's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Striking out the side here in 13 pitches goes Riley Satchram. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, no earned runs. Nobody left on base. A goose egg here for the Grafton Spoiler offense as Mayport CG will come back up to the dish for the top of the second. And it'll be 8, 9, and 1 with Sand, Zerfus, and Larson. 2 up for the Patriots. Coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Back from the top of the second here at YourLiveEvent.com. James Martin sending out with you from Grafton. Somewhat sunny Grafton. As the Spoilers trail Mayport CG 2-0. As Maddie Sand will come up to the plate here now for the Patriots. Left fielder, number 19, a right-handed batter. As the first pitch from Maddie Frederickson is a ball. Low that time. Count goes now to 1-0. Sand is a junior. Gets a hold of that one straight up into the air, and first baseman will go for it and grab it. Pop fly to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. Brings in now Reagan Zerfus, the senior, right fielder, number 10. Rounding out the order the first time through here for the Patriots. First pitch, a little high, ball 1. Frederickson tries to settle in a little bit. Gave up a couple of walks and a hit in the first inning. 3 walks to be exact and a hit. A couple earned runs. Ball 2 there to Reagan Zerfus. Frederickson with a 2-0 pitch. Dropped in there for a strike. 2-1 here now. Frederickson still in search of that first strikeout of the game. First 3 batters, a little tough getting through them. As that's a ball 3. Scoots to the legs of the catcher, but nobody's on, so nobody moves. Again, first 3 batters, walk, single walk. After that, the next 4, 3 of them were outs and just 1 walk. So Frederickson needing to get through the teeth of the order here for Mayport CG, which is their first 4 batters. As that's Lofted up for a walk. Reagan Zerfus is aboard. 4th walk given up there by Fredrickson to start the game. As Mesa Larson, who drew the first walk of the game, is back up to the dish. The lefty senior, center fielder number 3. Fredrickson goes for the pitch as Zerfus goes for the steal, and that's now a half dozen steals with an inning and an out on the board there for Mayport CG. Count, by the way, goes to 0-1. Mesa Larson. A 1 pitch. Little high, 1-1. Hansen on deck. Satchram in the hole. Hansen 1 for 1. Satchram drew a walk. 1-1 pitch. Grounder right past the pitcher. That'll be an infield single there for Larson, and it will get a run to score. Reagan Zerfus comes across the plate. 3-0 Mayport CG. Off the RBI single there from Larson. Brings in here now Danica Hansen. And Hansen with an RBI single herself. Runner goes for the steal, and Larson will do a nice slide to get in there. First pitch was a strike. Count goes 0-1 to Hansen. A 1 pitch. Here's another strike. Count goes 0-2 now. Fredrickson, 0-2 pitch. Little roller there. Count goes now 1-2. Riley Satchram on deck. Raina Satchram in the hole here. We were supposed to have Mayport CG Thompson girls softball last Thursday. That got rained out as just out of the glove of Garza out in right field. Garza, just an unfortunate sequence of events there. Larson does move over to third. Danica Hansen gets to second. We'll go an E9 and then a throwing error as well. Trying to throw it back to first. Runners again at second and third. This pitch. It's off the plate. Count goes 1-0 to Riley Satchram now. Pitcher, lefty number 2. Again, we were supposed to have that Thompson Mayport girls softball game last Thursday. Got rained out and moved to, I believe, a doubleheader at Mayport CG, as that's a nice catch there by second base. And Claire Olson. Little scoop there. We'll take a line out to second base for the second out of the inning. Hangs the runners at second and third. So we won't have, long story short, we won't have Mayport CG Thompson on the schedule for regular season, unfortunately. But, of course, we'll have the Region 2 tournament, which we will see both those teams at, along with the Region 1 tournament for girls softball. So that's ball. Count goes to 1-0. We'll also have the Region 1 and Region 2 baseball tournaments, and this is new. We'll have the Region 3 baseball tournament as well. Brand new coverage here on yourliveevent.com. That pitch is a little high. Count goes now to 1-1 now. 2 outs on the board, by the way. Raina Satchram. So that's Carrington's region, by the way, Region 3. As that's drilled in between first and second for a 2 RBI single there for Raina Satchram. Driving in Mesa Larson and Danica Hansen. We'll also have EDC tournaments for you as well on yourliveevent.com, and the Northeast Region Track and Field Meet, which does include both of these teams, Grafton and Mayport CG. Now going to a 5-0 lead there for the Patriots. 2 outs on the board, but the bases are cleared. As Parker Strand comes up to the dish. Parker Strand, last time she was up, sack fly to center field, did get an RBI out of that. Mesa Larson and Danica Hansen, by the way, with each 2 runs. Other one going to Reagan Zerfus. Looks like we got a courtesy runner out there, I believe, for Raina Satchram. As little rain droplets start to fall. This one might move through fairly quick. Count goes to 2-0. 2-0 pitch, a little high. Count goes to 3-0. As the Patriots start to get some rhythm going here. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second here. This pitch, a little high. And Parker Strand goes to first on a walk. Rena Satcham over to second. Brings in Kritzberger. Again, not exactly sure who that courtesy runner is out there. Kritzberger will come to the box. First pitch, bunt is shown, pulled back. His runners go for double steals, and they get them. Haven't called a steal in a while for Mayport CG. In fact, just one this inning. First inning, they had 5 of them. They have now, off the double steal, they have 3. So update the bases on that one. Count goes to 1-1 here now to Kritzberger. Brent Kritzberger drew a walk first time up. That pitch is a ball. Count goes now to 2-1 as the rain droplets have subsided for now anyway. They've moved on to other parts of the ballpark. 2-1 pitch, a little high. Count goes now to 3-1. Still 2 outs on the board. 3-1 pitch. There's a strike. Double full count here for you. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nowhere to hide for Kritzberger for the Patriots at the dish. Fredrickson in the circle, still looking for her first strikeout of the game. There's the double full count pitch. Popped up. And just falls in front of the right fielder. Will do a bloop single there for Kritzberger. Bringing home the both runners. Courtesy runner for Satcham and Parker Strand. Alicia Foss there, the courtesy runner. Gonna get that in there as well. It's now a 7-0 lead for Mayport CG. Still just 2 outs on the board. That's got a hold of there, and a foul down the third base line by Galdi, Brooklyn Galdi. Runner aboard at first. 2 down here. Pops it up towards right field, and Garza will grab it this time. Fly out to right to end the inning. All 9 batters seeing the batter's box here for that one. 5 more runs came across for Mayport CG off of a 1, 2, 3 hits. There were a couple of errors, 2 to be exact. Of the 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, and there was 1 left on base. Our score here at the end of the top of the second, Mayport CG 7, Grafton 0. They'll try to get on the board here as they go 4, 5, and 6 with Johnson, Fredrickson, and Johnner due up here and the top or the bottom of the second here on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Bottom of the second here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martin's here with you. 7-0 is our score. Mayport CG with the lead over Grafton. Through about 30 minutes of play. Riley Satcham warming up there in the circle. Struck out the side and 13 pitches to start the game. It's the 4, 5, and 6 batters come up to the plate for the Spoilers. Nicole Johnson is up first for Grafton. Designated player number 11, first pitch, or it's a 1-1 count, I should say. That's fouled towards the other field down the third base line. Count now goes to 1-2 here to Johnson. Fredrickson on deck, and John are in the hole. 1-2 pitch. Ball. 2-2. 3 strikeouts out of 3 chances for Satram, but 2 of the 3 she was behind the count. 0-2. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. Full count here. Cole Johnson trying to grab the first base of the game for Grafton. Full count pitch. Johnson gets a hold of that one, and it just tips out of the glove there of Danica Hansen. Touched her glove. Got to give her an E6 on that one, but Johnson does get a board. Again, it's hard to give errors when the wind is a large factor here. It's died down a little bit, if you can believe that. I don't know if you can, based on what you hear, but it has died down a little bit. Here's Addison Fredrickson, the pitcher. Number 2 right-handed batter. 5th batter in the order, senior for Grafton. As that pitch the ball, count goes to 1-0 as the Spoilers try to rally here. With Johnson over there on first base. Pitch, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1 here to Fredrickson. Johnner's on deck as well for the Spoilers. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for Fredrickson. Count goes 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Through the infield. That's a base hit right down the pipe for Fredrickson. Johnson to second, Fredrickson to first, and the Spoilers looking to spoil the shutout season here for Mayport CG. Again, they have scored 42 runs so far this season. Have not allowed one yet from an opponent, but Grafton is threatening. With Emma Johnner, the senior catcher, swing and a miss there. Count goes 0-1. Claire Olson on deck, and Degel Dare is in the hole. For the Spoilers. A 1 pitch, a little outside. 1-1. So Spoilers breaking through here. We're unable to get a base runner on in the first inning. Starting to break down here, Riley Satram. 1-1 pitch. Not a lot of check swing, didn't go, didn't matter. That's a strike either way. Count goes 1-2. Clouds get a little more ominous here. In Grafton, there's the 1-2 pitch. Strike number 3. 3 of the 4 strikeouts the batters were looking. As Satram claims her 4th K of the game and her first of the inning. First out of the inning as well. Brings in Claire Olson, second base, number 23. Had a nice punch out last inning. Pitch. Ball. Count goes 1-0. Degel there on deck, and Garza the hole to round out the order the first time through here. For the Spoilers, popped up and out and right. Got it for the second out of the inning. Again, grab there by Reagan Zerfus. Trying to keep the runners on their bases. 2 outs now. Whoop. As Degel Dare, the left fielder, number 6 right-handed batter, swings and misses at the first pitch. Count goes 0-1. Jocelyn Degel Dare, sophomore, looking to help bring the Spoilers home. 0-1 pitch, fouled towards the bike path. Count goes 0-2. Garza on deck to round out the order the first time through for Grafton if they can get past this batter. 7-0 lead for the Patriots. Good juncture early here as that one got away from Reno Satram. Rare miscue there. I'm going to go on the pass ball On the pass ball, Johnson gets over to third and Frederickson gets over to second. So both runners now in scoring position. Still 2 outs on the board. That one's a little high as well. Count goes 2-2. First base open for Degeldare with Garza on deck. Top of the order and Olsen in the hole. 2-2 pitch. Got her down in 5 that time to end the threat. And again, Grafton was threatening that time. So we end the bottom of the second. No runs off of 1 hit. There was 1 error. No earned runs and 2 left on base. 5 strikeouts for Riley Satrom. Again, just the 1 hit allowed. Score remains the same, 7-0 as we go to the top of the third on HereLiveEvent.com, and we're back to where we started the first time with Sand, Zerfus, and Larson. 2 up for the Patriots here on HereLiveEvent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got it all, the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. If you're spring cleaning, pick up some paint or rakes to spruce up your home and yard. They also have appliances to put that tax refund to good use, and the bikes and lawnmowers, they're just ready to roll out the door. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
New pitcher coming out for Grafton as we start the top of the third. I do believe that is Nicole Johnson. Gonna be pitching out there now for Grafton. Or no, excuse me, well, the number listed on the sweatshirt is Claire Thompson. But I'm not sure that that's Claire Thompson out there. Checking the lineup card here. Some changes as well. Yeah, Claire Thompson's not listed. I'm guessing that's Nicole Johnson wearing Claire Thompson's sweater. So, again, gotta play those fun games when you're a broadcaster. Again, based on my knowledge, again, I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, but I believe that is Nicole Johnson on the circle there right now for the Spoilers, in for Frederickson. Frederickson moves over to first base, by the way. As looking at the rest of the infield, Claire Olsen stays at second. And Siri Olsen stays at the shortstop. And Hagen stays over at third. So I don't know that they're... Well, Frederickson does stay in the game. She does go to first. So Berg might have come out of the game. I don't know that I see her in the outfield. Garza is still out and right. And there were a couple changes. Johnner moves out to the center field spot. She was the catcher. And Berg moves to the catcher spot. So we do have a few changes here in the infield. I think that's all of them as we get the first pitch there from Johnson. So everybody does stay in. I believe Johnson maintains her designated player status. And first pitch, second pitch. Or I think they might still be doing some warm-up pitches here. I don't see the ump doing the count or the count on the board either. So up to bat, here's Maddie Sand, the left fielder for Mayport CG. 0 for 1. Pop fly to the first base. Back in the second. To start the second, that is. Pitch the ball, and I guess they were going. Sand does earn a walk there. we'll see how far she can go on the bases. Brings in your Reagan Zerfus. Zerfus drew a walk, stole a base, scored a run in the second. A big inning for Mayport CG. It's the pitch, that's a little high. Count goes to 1-0 to Reagan Zerfus. Top of the order on deck here with Larson and Hansen and Satram. It's the pitch. 2-2 count now. It's Reagan Zerfus. 2-2 pitch. Steer right. Oh, nope, sorry, that. I think that is strike 2 now. It's pitch. And Zerfus goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game by a Grafton pitcher. Cole Johnson gets it. Runner stays at first, and the top of the order is up now with Mesa Larson. 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the second. Drew a walk in the first. She's stolen a base and scored a pair of runs, as well as an RBI. First pitch, that's a ball. Count goes 1-0 with Hansen on deck, and the Satrams coming up after that. Johnson, 1-0 pitch. Tie 2-0. Wind picks up once again. The sun is just barely poking through the clouds here right now. Intermittent raindrops, a little sprinkling here. Which honestly is not a bad thing because most of the state of North Dakota needs at least a little bit of moisture there, according to the latest U.S. Drought Monitor map. So could use some more rain, that's for sure. 3-0 pitch, and that's a walk. Larson draws her second walk of the game. Runners now on first and second with 1 out on the board. Update the scoreboard there. Brings in here Danica Hansen, shortstop, number 9, senior. First pitch. There's ball. Count goes 1-0. Hansen, 1 for 1 with a single, pair of stolen bases. Got on due to an error in the second. Scored a pair of runs as well. 1-1 pitch. Hansen, foul down the first base line. Have the count at 1-1 now. No, it's 0-2 actually. 0-2 is the count. Foul to the backstop. Count remains at 0-2. Again, new pitcher, new catcher, new first base, new outfielder. Johnson, 1-2 pitch. Hansen pops it up. Garza's had a busy day today, and she grabbed it. Had to have some accurate balance out there to get it, but a line out to right for the second out of the inning. It's the second line out to right of the game. 2 outs, 1 error for Garza defensively today. Brings in here now Riley Satram. First pitch. Runner goes for the steal and is going to runners go for the steal. And actually, I think Sand tagged up the last time around, and Larson got the steal. So I believe runners now both in scoring position. With those 2 outs on the board, Larson picks up her second steal of the game as well. 1-1 there to Riley Satram. It's ball. 2-1. Runners now at second and third. 2 outs on the board. There's the pitch. Just off the plate there that time. 2-2. Count to Riley Satram. Wind gusting once again. 2-2 pitch. Deep shot. That goes foul. Count remains at 2-2. 2 outs on the board here in the top of 3. The road team, Mayport CG, looking to make it 3 straight games to start the season. Shutouts. It's a ball. Double full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nowhere to hide for Riley Satcham for the Patriots at the dish. Nicole Johnson in the circle there for the Spoilers as the wind picks up again. It's going to be a tough pitch here for Johnson. Full count pitch, and the wind takes that one. Ball 4. Bases loaded for the first time today. 2 outs on the board. And Raina Satcham up to the dish here now. Satcham 1 for 2, a 2 RBI single in the second, stolen base and a run scored. Johnson first pitch. Satcham swings, misses at that one. Count goes 0-1. Strand on deck and Kritzberger in the hole. Johnson, 0-1 pitch. Backed away from that one. 1-1 is the count here now. Sand on third. Larson on second. And Riley Satcham, where they are on first right now. Johnson with the 1-1 pitch. Grounder to short. Toss to first. What a play in time from Siri Olsen to Addison Fredrickson. Raina Satcham grounds into the 6-3 out. Might be our play of the game, at least defensively so far. And it is the first time as well that Grafton is not allowed a run. No runs. There were no hits either. All 3 getting on walks. No runs, no hits. There were no errors as well. No earned runs, and there were 3 left on base. Almost a goose egg there put up by the Grafton defense. Clear those bases, clear those outs. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Grafton hanging around here as they've got 9, 1, and 2. Garza, Olsen, and Berg due up for the Spoilers here next on YourLiveEvent.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Riley Satcham comes back out of the circle for the Patriots as we start the bottom of the third. Patriots still leading 7-0 after that big second inning. 5th inning that's 5 runs off 3 hits. Took advantage of a couple of errors as well by the Grafton defense. Garza comes up to the dish here now for her first plate appearance. Alexis Garza, the sophomore right fielder. She's had a busy day in the outfield. Showed bunt on that, deflected, foul, shallow first base line. Satcham, bunt shown again for Garza. Stayed a little more central this time, but still behind. Count goes 0-2 with Olsen on deck, Berg in the hole, both 0 for 2 with strikeouts. Riley Satcham, 5 strikeouts. 1 hit allowed so far. Still pitching the shutout. 0-2 pitch. Got her down. Looking that time for strikeout number 6 of the day. And the first out of the inning as well. Brings in here now Siri Olsen, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Start the batting for Grafton. It's fouled to the backstop. Count goes 0-1. Get Berg on deck. Hagen in the hole here for Grafton. There's the pitch. Fouled. Count goes 0-2. Gust of wind, pick it up again. Nobody on the base. 1 out on the board. Patriots holding on to that 7-0 advantage. Satcham, 0-2 pitch, fouled again. Olsen keeps fighting here. Senior for the Spoilers in Siri Olsen. Fair amount of seniors on this squad. A few juniors, a few sophomores as well. That one's high. Count goes to 1-2. In fact, there are 8 seniors on this Grafton roster. Lots of great experiences. Olsen pops it up. Zerfus underneath of it at right. He's got it. Fly out to the right field for the second out of the inning. And that brings up now Berg. Now the catcher. And Haley Berg, senior. One of those 8 seniors. Berg, just fair, but a great play there by Raina Satcher behind the plate to get it over to first. 2-3 ground out ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one runs, and nobody left on base. And our score remains the same through 3 innings of play. It's Mayport CG 7, Grafton 0. Go to the top of the 4th here next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Insurance answers should come easily from local agents you know and trust. Someone down the road, not across the country. From Watford City to downtown Fargo, Nodak Insurance agents know the protection you need. From the Peace Garden to the geographical center of North America. We're focused on North Dakota's farms, ranches, small towns, and cities, so the answers are right in front of you. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
7-0 here as we start the top of the 4th on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martin's hanging out with you here in Grafton. Thanks to John Kempstead and the crew here at Grafton for setting us up right behind home plate. Pretty decent setup for being outside in the elements. As Nicole Johnson and the Spoilers get things started here. And the pitcher circle to Parker Strand. That one's high and inside, 1-0. Parker Strand on the day. The junior is outside 2-0. 0 for 1. The sac fly in the first did drive in a run. Walk drawn, stole a base, scored a run as well. One of those 5 runs in the second. 2-0 pitch, outside 3-0. So far, though, Nicole Johnson, she's not allowed a run yet in this game. Hasn't even allowed a hit yet. She has given up 3 walks. When the defense helped her out nicely in that last inning, she does have a strikeout as well. And that's a 4-ball walk that time for Parker Strand. Draws her second walk of the game. Brings in Bryn Kritzberger. She's 1 for 1. A 2 RBI single in the second. A walk drawn as well. Riley Satcham, Bryn Kritzberger, Brooklyn Galdi, Maddie Sand. The 4 Patriots who have not scored yet today. It's a pitch. Ooh, that's a dinger on the back there. Kritzberger gets on base for free. Parker Strand over to second. Bryn Kritzberger to first. Let's update the bases there. Brooklyn Galdi 0 for 2. Pop fly to the shortstop. Fly out to right on the day. She's gotten contact both times. Just hasn't quite been able to get it to stick on the ground. She represents the 10-run threshold. Again, the Patriots got to go 1 more. They need to get that. Swing and a miss there for Galdi. Count goes 0-2 with Sand on deck and Zerfus in the hole to round out the order for the 3rd time today. 0-2 pitch for Johnson. Popped up. Swing goes out to shallow right center field. Falls between the center fielder and the right fielder. And that loads the bases. Ball gets away. Coming home. Tag in time. Parker Strand with the gutsy play. Didn't quite work in her favor. And she's thrown out at home. Good tag there. That time by Berg behind the plate there for Grafton. First out on the board here. So 7-0 score as Maddie Sand comes up here now for the Patriots. Righty, left fielder. Walk drawn. Got to third, couldn't get home though. First pitch for Johnson is a strike. Count goes 0-1. Zerfus on deck to round out the order the third time through here for the Patriots. 0-1 pitch. Popped up. Look out. And the count goes now to 0-2. Johnson. 0-2 pitch. Popped up. And Olsen's right underneath of it to grab it there. Pop fly to second for the second out of the inning. Brings in now Reagan Zerfus on the day 0-for-1. Strikeout in the third. Walk drawn and a stolen base and a run scored in the second. 2 down here now. As that one is off the plate there, 1-0. Top of the order on deck here for Larson, Hansen, and Satram on deck in the hole. And next up after that. 1-0 pitch. Tie, 2-0. And since Johnson came into the circle in the third, she has gotten 5 outs. Her and her defense, I should say, have gotten 5 outs. Not allowed a run. But allowed just 1 hit. Swing and a miss that time. Count goes 2-1. She has given up a 4 set of walks and has hit a batter as well. 2-1 pitch. And Surface goes down on strikes to end the inning. No runs once again off of 1 hit. There were no errors, no earned runs, and there were 2 left on base. And her score remains the same so far. Second inning has done more than enough for Mayport CG, but Grafton would like to put something together here in the bottom of the 4th. Try and begin their rally with Hagen, Johnson, and Fredrickson coming up here to the dish. The bottom of the 4th in yourliveevent.com.
Head on over to the website, rjbroadcasting.com, and download the digital copy of the 2024 Spring Sports Guide. It's free and available for you to download on the website, rjbroadcasting.com. You'll be able to download the free copy, digital, the Spring Sports Guide with bios, coaches' comments, also schedules and information for the spring sports seasons in our region. Check out the complete project. It's downloadable now for your device. It's at rjbroadcasting.com, the Spring Sports Guide.
Bottom of the 4th here on yourliveevent.com. Spoilers go back to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss for Hagen. Count goes to 0-1. Third base, where she patrols, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Riley Satcham with 6 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed, no runs. Hagen fouled. Oh, 2. Johnson on deck, Fredrickson in the hole here for the Spoilers. Satcham, 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Hagen goes down in 3. First out of the inning. Just about an hour into this one already, into the bottom of the 4th. Quick contest between these two teams that are in the top 3 in the standings. In Region 2, of course, Thompson, the other one in the top 3. Pitch a ball, count goes to 1-0. Johnson. Of course, this is softball so unique, just 4 regions here in the state of North Dakota. So you got teams, as that is hit nicely there by Johnson, and she's aboard on a base hit to left. And you got teams that are traditionally, if you look at the three-class system and what will be the three-class volleyball system, teams that are new Division B, teams that are new Division A. Got all sorts of teams, geographically speaking, even Northern Lights, Langdon, Pembina County North, Midway Minto, Nelson County Dakota. Again, a big region. Carrington as well is in this region, so it's a huge geographic region. But these look to be two of the top 3 or 4 teams as we get a courtesy runner, goes for the steal, and gets thrown out. So that's 2 outs now on the board. Nice toss there for Raina Satram. Her first pickoff of the game. And the bases are now free for Addie Fredrickson. 2 outs on the board. Johnner on deck and Claire Olson in the hole. 1-0 to Fredrickson as the sun comes down away from the clouds. Fredrickson, grounder, right to first base. She scampers over there. One of my favorite outs. The unassisted grounder to first base to end the inning. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, no earned runs, and no one left on base. Through 4. Score remains the same. It's been the same since the top of the second. 7-0. We go to the top of the 5th here now. As Mayport CG look to try to put at least 3 runs up. Give them a 10-run threshold going into the bottom of 5. And the top of the order is due up for them with Mesa Larson 1 for 1 on the game of the pair walks. Danica Hansen 1 for 2. And Riley Satram 0 for 1 with the pair walks as well. On the way to face Nicole Johnson and the Spoilers here on YourLiveEvent.com.
College goes far beyond the buildings, classrooms, and the tests. It's about making new friends, trying something different, and discovering your purpose. It's about getting involved, supporting your community, and joining the conversation. It's about learning, growing, and finding your passion. This is not your average classroom. This is the University of Minnesota Crookston.
Top of the 5th here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martin saying it out with you. Don't forget we got Hillsborough Central Valley Northern Cass double header going on right now as well. So be sure to tune in to that one. As we get to the, again, the top of the 5th, Mesa Larson, Danica Hansen, Riley Satram. 2 up here for Patriots. And following this game, we'll have a quick post game. As we'll look to wrap this one up here. First pitch. It's the ball. Count goes to 1-0. Of course, Johnson and the Spoilers hoping that we go a little bit longer, at least to a full 7 innings. Patriots looking to get their second straight win in 5 innings. Pitch. Tie. Count goes 2-0. Again, the Patriots deep into their 3rd game. They have not given up a single run so far this season. You can call them the Mayport CG machine. Been calling them that all year long since the volleyball season. They are just doing things that teams don't usually do in sports. 2-1. Shutting out teams in a quarter at a state tournament. Everybody scoring double digits at a state tournament for girls basketball. Volleyball, most if not all of their games were won in straight sets in the regular season at least. Grafton, though, a little brewing rivalry. They did challenge them in the championship, but championship match in volleyball, of course, last fall. But Patriots won out and only lost in the tournament to eventual champion Northern Cass, of course, in the championship. It's Larson foul down the first base line. So these ladies seems like they want this year to never end. Oh, that special feeling of a lot of these seniors wanting to make some final memories before they go on their separate paths towards further adulthood. And both these teams, of course, and all over the state of North Dakota, fine kids, and both these teams, fine young ladies here. They're going to do some great things when they're done with their time in high school. That's a walk drawn for Larson. It's her third walk drawn today. And she is now aboard first base. Brings in Danica Hansen. 1 for 2, a base hit in the first. A couple of stolen bases, a couple of runs scored. Got on due to an error in the second. Johnson still has not surrendered a run yet since she came on in the third. There's a nice steal for Larson. Mesa Larson's third stolen base of the game. Hansen with 2, Riley Satrom and Raina Satrom with 1, as well Parker Strand with 1, Kritzberger with a stolen base as well, and Zerfus with a stolen base. 7 of the 9 batters for Mayport CG have at least 1 steal. This pitch right into the glove of Claire Olson, a line out to second for the first out of the inning. And Larson over at second base. Brings in now Riley Satrom on the day. Drew a couple of walks. Stole a base. Has not scored a run yet today. As the count here goes to 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Runner goes for the steal, and Larson's going to get there. Four stolen bases now for Mesa Larson. Pitch. It's high. 2-1 here to Riley Satrom. 2-1 pitch. Pop foul. Counts at 2-2 to Riley Satrom. Raina Satrom on deck. Parker Strand in the hole here for the Patriots. Two-two pitch. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here on the board. Full count pitch. Popped up, and good dive by the catcher. And Berg to haul that in. I'm going to mark it differently in my book. I'm going to say a dive to the catcher, D2. Maybe it'll catch on, trend there in scorebooks. Runner still hunt at third, Mesa Larson. There's the pitch there to Raina Satrom. 1 for 3 on the day. 2 RBI single back in the second. Johnson has really done well here in this contest. 0-1 pitch. Inside now, 1-1. Johnson, 1-1 pitch. Satrom gets a hold of that one as they're chasing after it. They can't quite get it into right center field. Satrom hustling over to third. A stand-up RBI triple for Raina Satrom. Bringing home Mesa Larson to make it 8-0 Mayport CG. First run allowed by Nicole Johnson today, and since she came on in the third, and the first third run scored for Mesa Larson. First run since the second. There for the Patriots. Gust of wind picks up again for Parker Strand. Counts 1-0. She's drawn a couple of walks, sack fly, RBI. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Got away. Courtesy runner will score. And that's now 9-0 Mayport CG. 3-0 count, by the way, as well to Parker Strand. 3-0 pitch. 3-1 count now. Pitch, Strand, foul down the third base line. Double full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There for Parker Strand for the Patriots, Nicole Johnson for the Spoilers. Full count pitch, that's high and inside. 10-run threshold to board. Kritzberger and Galdi on deck and in the hole. Kritzberger comes on here now, 1 for 1, a 2 RBI single back in the second. Drew Watt got hit by the pitch as well. You better believe Strand is going to go for a steal here if she gets a chance. First pitch, bunt is shown, pulls it back. Steal, throw, in time! Boy, Berg with a couple of phenomenal plays to keep her team in it. Strand gets thrown out. Second time she's been thrown out this game. Just unlucky base running there for Parker Strand. But the Patriots do bring over 2 more runs off of 1 hit. There were no errors. There were 2 earned runs, and there was nobody left on base. 9-0 Mayport CG. They get close. We will be going to a bottom of 5 and a bottom of 6 here before the end of this one. Due up here for the Spoilers, it's Johnner, Claire Olson, and Diggle Dare to face Riley Satcham and the Patriots here on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the most prestigious, challenging rep warning tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Top of the 5th here on your live, or I should say bottom of the 5th on YourLiveEvent.com. 9-0 is the score. A couple of swings and misses so far here for Johnner. Emma Johnner, the started out at the catcher spot, now went out to center field, 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the game today. Riley Satcham still has not allowed a run yet this season. Not just this game, but this season. Johnner struck out there. Second strikeout of the game herself. And that is now 8 strikeouts thrown by Riley Satcham. As Claire Olson backs away from that one, flew out to the right fielder to start her day. 0 for 1. Pitch fouled. Count goes 1-1 here now. Diggle there on deck and Garza in the hole to round out the order. The second time through for the Spoilers. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Satcham fielded it here as we're about an hour, 15 minutes or so into this one. Grafton earns themselves a 6th inning at least. They'd like to get some runs. That's going to go foul. Count remains at 1-2. Again, we got another contest going on your live event for you. Northern Cass, Hillsborough Central Valley Region 1 girls softball doubleheader. As that strike 3, that time Claire Olson goes down looking. Second strikeout of the inning, second in a row there for Riley Satcham. That brings in Dakota, the left fielder, number 6. Right-handed batter, first pitch. Away, ball 1. Garza on deck for the Spoilers. Getting to round out the order for the second time through. This pitch popped up, straight up. As going after it. Just out of the glove there of Parker Strad over at first base. Nice thing is about high school rules, you can touch the ball and in foul territory, and it's only positives over there. 1-1 pitch. It's high, 2-1. Two-one pitch. It goes foul. Count goes 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, a 9-0 lead for Mayport CG. 44 runs scored, 0 runs allowed in their first 2 games, and this their third of the season. As Satcham strikes out the side, and I just got to say, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one runs, nobody left on base. I just got to say, before the game, Keenan Konchak telling me we've only played 2 games, so we're not in our best form yet. We're in mid-season form. If this is mid-season form, I don't know where they go up from here, but it's pretty good stuff there against a quality Grafton opponent here on their home diamond right now. Again, striking out the side for the second time today, Riley Satcham. And the score remains 9-0 as we go to the top of the 6th. Mayport CG will try to pick up that elusive 10th run as they have Kritzberger, Galdi, and Sand. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Patriots here. Coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Top of the 6th we go here on YourLiveEvent.com as Kritzberger fouls it behind. Count goes 0-1. Galdi on deck, sanded the hole here for the Patriots, leading 9-0 here in the top of the 6th. This pitch backed away from that one. Count goes to 1-1. Cole Johnson, again, still pretty good game in relief, only giving up a couple of runs, giving up just a pair of hits as well. Pitch is high, giving up a fair amount of walks, though. This wind has not helped, despite being on their home diamond. 2-1 pitch. Kritzberger right to the pitcher, throw to first in time for the easy 1-3 out. First out of the inning brings in Galdi. Brooklyn Galdi 1-for-1, a base hit in the 4th. Sand on deck and Zerfus in the hole to round out the order for the 4th time today. Mayport CG. Regional contest. Can the Patriots win this one? And if Thompson beats Northern Lights today, both teams would stand tied atop the region standings. 3-0. That's just off of Olsen. That would have been a tough play for Olsen to make. I'm going to give a hit to Galdi. And so she represents the 10-run threshold run here. With one out on the board, by the way. Maddie Sand now. Junior left fielder. Right-handed batter. As that one got away. A little bit of a wild pitch there that time. I would say I'm impressed with both these ladies, or actually all three of these ladies. I think that's the first wild pitch I might have put in my book here today. So, was a pass ball, but otherwise this wind, it is sending balls different directions, but the ladies are doing well to keep a hold of that one. And that's the broadcaster's jinx. Siri Olsen didn't give her the error the last time. We'll give it to her this time in E6. Gets Sand aboard, and Galdi goes to third. So runners are at the corners here now with one out on the board. Now Reagan Zerfus a chance to bring in the 10-run threshold run. So we got a courtesy runner out there for Sand. Everybody just making sure they're adjusting it in all their books. And again, Zerfus back to the batter's box there. Cole Johnson to Reagan Zerfus, first pitch. It's ball. Count goes 1-0. And the courtesy runner does get the steal, by the way, over to second base. 1-0 pitch. Zerfus swings and misses at that. Count goes to 1-1. Another strike there. Count goes 1-2. One-two pitch. Ball 2. Two-two pitch. Zerfus gets a hold of that one, and that'll fall in left center field. A run will score. RBI single there for Reagan Zerfus. Brings home Galdi. Her first run scored of the game, and that is now the 10-run threshold. Of course, Grafton will get a chance to respond in the bottom of the 6th, so game continues. With runners once again at the corners. One out still on the board. As Larson hits into that one, foul, just barely down the third base line. So Larson comes back up here now. Yeah, Mesa Larson on the day. She's drawn 3 walks and scored 3 runs. Pitch, ball, runner goes for the steal. Zerfus gets there. Runners are now at second and third. Can update the score there, a 10-0 lead. Pitch the ball. Count goes here to 2-1 there to Mesa Larson. Danica Hansen on deck. Riley Satcham in the hole. 2-1 pitch. It's high. 3-1. Gust of wind comes up again. And Mesa Larson draws her 4th walk of the game. as I always used to call it, used to be in rugby for a while, I always used to call it back in rugby, gave the player that got really 3, 4 or more walks the Walk Magician's moniker. And so that's what Mesa Larson has here today. The ability to just magically draw those walks over to her. Bases are loaded, by the way. 1 out here. Danica Hansen up to bat. Count is 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Low now, 1-1. Hansen back into the batter's box. 1-1 pitch. A little low. Inside that time. There's the pitch. Inside now. 3-1. Johnson, 3-1 pitch. There's a walk there that time. Bases loaded. Walk brings home the courtesy runner. 11-0 Mayport CG. Zerfis goes over to third. Mesa Larson over to second. Now Hansen on a walk. Bases loaded for Riley Satcham. Couple of walks drawn. No runs scored yet, though, for Riley Satcham. First pitch is a strike. Count goes 0-1. Again, 11-0. Favor of the Mayport CG Patriots. 46 runs for, none against. 1-1 count there to Riley Satcham. Raina Satcham on deck. And Parker Strand in the hole. That's fouled to the backstop. Count goes 1-2. One and two with just 1 out on the board. Bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, Riley Satcham. It struck out that time. The second out of the inning. Brings in here now. Raina Satcham. First pitch there is a strike. Count goes 0-1 to Raina Satcham. She's 2 for 4 on the game, a triple and a single. RBI, 2 runs scored. 0-1 pitch. And just out of reach of Siri Olsen. 1 will score and 2 will score. Mesa Larson scores her 4th run of the game. Raina Satcham brings in another 2 runs. She's brought in now 5 runs on the game today. Danica Hansen scores as well, and she trots off. Brings in Parker Strand here. Strand on the day, drawn 3 walks herself. The score, by the way, 13-0. We'll reset the base here in just a bit. That's fouled. Runners now at first and second with still 2 outs on the board. One's high. Count goes down to 1-1. So all 9 batters are seeing the batter's box once again. No runs in the 3rd or 4th. 2 in the 5th, and they've exploded again in the 6th. 4 runs. 13-0 in favor of Mayport CG. 1-1 pitch. Ooh, Conshock got to get out of the way of that one. He would have been shocked. He got hit. He moved out of the way just in time. Cal goes down to 1-2. Konchak there down the third base line. I'm not sure you can see him from our view. 1-2 pitch. little high there, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom, or the top of the 6th, 13-0 lead. Game just beyond the 90-minute mark or so. 2-2 pitch outside. Double full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nowhere to hide here for Strand at the dish for Mayport CG. Johnson in the circle there for Grafton. Full count pitch, walk. And, whoa. It's Mayport CG. They got away with a little bit of a miscue there. As doesn't really matter here, as the runners will move their bases regardless. As Hanson, I prematurely said Hanson had scored. She has not scored yet. She's over at third base, by the way. Reagan Zerfus did score along with Besa Larson that last time out. So Hanson is over at the third right now. Courtesy runner for Raina Satcham is over at second. And Parker Strand is over at first with Brent Kritzberger now at the dish. Pitch. 2-0 count, or 2 and... I believe it's 2-2. There's pitch. It's high. Double full count, actually a triple full count here now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the 6th. Triple full count pitch. Another walk. Hanson now scores, and it is now 14-0. Mayport CG rolling towards a 3-0 start here in the regular season. Still 2 outs on the board. Courtesy runner for Raina Satcham over to second. Parker Strand is second. Courtesy runner for Raina Satcham to third. And Bryn Kritzberger on the walk over to first. Galdi comes up here now for the Patriots. 2 for 4. Pair of singles. Bounced off of Olsen's glove. And that'll go E6. Bringing home courtesy runner there for Raina Satcham. 15-0 Mayport CG. The floodgates are opening up here for the Patriots. They're marching on with 6 runs scored here in the 6th. Matty Sand comes up here now for the Patriots. Drew a walk, got on due to an error, and scored a run. Bryn Kritzberger, Riley Satcham, the only 2 batters that have, other than Raina Satcham's courtesy running, although she did score a run, might have scored a run early, I believe, but at any rate, and no, she did not score a run. So outside of her, but she gave up her spot for courtesy runners. As Sand pops it up. And another good put out there for the catcher to end the inning. To end that last thought, Riley Satcham, Bryn Kritzberger, the only 2 to have remained in the game on the bases to try and score, and have been unable to score, but they've done a lot of good contributions throughout the rest of the game. Bottom of the 6th, here we go. It's a 15-0 lead for Mayport CG. They score here 6 runs off of, let's see here, a pair of hits. There were, by the way, 4 walks drawn, a total of 12 batters. So 2 hits, 4 walks. That was 6, of course, 3 outs. There were a couple of errors. Must be missing a walk here. And, yeah, I'm missing one Oh, yeah. Raina Satcham. I missed a hit there, so 3 hits. 6 runs off of 3 hits. There were 2 errors. Earned runs, there were, let's see here, 5 of them. And there were, I believe, 3 left on base. So again, bottom of the 6th here now, 15-0. Riley Satcham going to try to close out. Or actually, no, excuse me, Danica Hansen. Danica Hansen's going to come in as a reliever pitcher in for Riley Satcham. Satcham goes over to first base. Raina Satcham stays behind the catcher spot, I should say. So Riley Satcham goes over to first base. Mesa Larson to short, Parker Strand to center. As well, and the line changes. First pitch, the ball. And Danny Hansen going to try to close things out as Garza. Up to the dish. 1-1. I believe the count there to Garza. This pitch. Inside ball. In Grafton, they need 6 runs. Keep the game going. As there's a strikeout there for Danny Hansen. 1 down here. As top of the order comes up with Siri Olsen. Olsen 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. First pitch is a ball. And it goes to 1-0. Berg on deck, Hagen in the hole. There's the pitch. Olsen, grounder, second, toss, underhand to first in time for the 4-3 ground out. 2 outs now on the board just like that. And Grafton down to the last out with Berg. Berg's had a couple of nice plays, really nice plays in the catcher spot here today. As the bases are cleared, first pitch. There's strike 1. It was 0-1 to Berg. This pitch. Low and inside. 1-1. Just 2 hits combined given up by these Mayport CG Patriot pitchers. This pitch. Swing and a miss there. I believe it's 1-2 now. Grafton, their only loss this season so far to West Fargo Horse. Looks like they're going to come up short here in this one. As we'll get a little bit extra action here as Berg got hit. So she's aboard. Brings in Hagen 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Riley Satcham, by the way, ending the game with 10 strikeouts. Just 1 hit allowed. 2 hits allowed, excuse me. No runs. Throw back from the catcher spot to first. Not in time. As Berg staying out there to try and run some bases. Pitch. Hagen. Strike. Count, I believe, goes to 1-1 here now. Johnson on deck. Frederickson in the hole. And the windup. There's the 1-1 pitch. Foul. Down the first base line. Count goes 1-2. And the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Hagen drills it foul down the first base line. This game about an hour and 40 minutes. About at the 100-minute mark here for this one. Mayport CG ladies feeling like 100 times $100 this season. As that is fair. Toss to first is in time for another 2-3 out to close out the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, no earned runs, and 1 left on base. The final score is what you see here In 6, Mayport CG defeats Grafton 15-0. They have now shut out their first 3 opponents of the season. And we'll see what they can do going forward. Grafton falls to 2-2, their first loss in region play. Again, 15-0 the final score. We'll add up the stats here real quick. We'll deliver our player and play of the game and wrap things up here from Grafton after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got it all, the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. If you're spring cleaning, pick up some paint or rakes to spruce up your home and yard. They also have appliances to put that tax refund to good use, and the bikes and lawnmowers, they're just ready to roll out the door. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Insurance answers should come easily from local agents you know and trust. Someone down the road, not across the country. From Watford City to downtown Fargo, NODAC insurance agents know the protection you need. From the Peace Garden to the geographical center of North America, we're focused on North Dakota's farms, ranches, small towns, and cities, so the answers are right in front of you. NODAC Insurance Company, agents with answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Head on over to the website, rjbroadcasting.com, and download the digital copy of the 2024 Spring Sports Guide. It's free and available for you to download on the website, rjbroadcasting.com. You'll be able to download the free copy, digital, the Spring Sports Guide with bios, coaches' comments, also schedules and information for the spring sports seasons in our region. Check out the complete project. It's downloadable now for your device. It's at rjbroadcasting.com, the Spring Sports Guide.
College goes far beyond the buildings, classrooms, and the tests. It's about making new friends, trying something different, and discovering your purpose. It's about getting involved, supporting your community, and joining the conversation. It's about learning, growing, and finding your passion. This is not your average classroom. This is the University of Minnesota Crookston.
One final time here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martin's here with you. Final score 15-0. Mayport CG gets their third shutout of the season. They have now outscored their opponents 50. That's right, 50-0. And kudos to Grafton, a good team. Really good team. Just wasn't quite their day today. Mayport CG got out to a 2-0 lead at the after the top of the first. Sack fly by Parker Strand drove in a run. As well, run came across Mesa Larson and Danica Hansen, make the score 2-0. Patriots scored 5 in the second, taking advantage of 3 hits and a couple of Grafton errors, including a 2 RBI single from Raina Satram. Third and fourth innings, Mayport CG, they did not score. Nicole Johnson came in relief of Addie Frederickson in the pitcher's circle and did well, but the Patriots got their runs back going in the 5th and the 6th, a pair of runs. RBI triple from Raina Satram. And as well, in the 6th, they exploded for 6 runs off of 3 hits, took advantage of a couple more Grafton errors, including a 2 RBI single by, guess who, Raina Satram. She drove in 5 runs today. collected 3 hits in the game. She led the team going 3 for 5. Again, 3 for 5, 5 runs batted in, a triple, and a pair of singles. Other batters, batting statistics for Mayport CG. Mesa Larson gets the Walk Magician's moniker today. 4 walks drawn along with a base hit. She was a perfect 1 for 1 with 4 walks drawn, drove in a run, and scored 4 of her own. Danica Hansen as well got on 3 times. She was one of 3 with a single, couple of stolen bases, 3 runs scored as well. Riley Satcham, a couple of walks drawn. Raina Satcham mentioned her stats already. Parker Strand with 4 walks drawn as well. Give the Walk Magician's moniker to her. And she stole a base, scored a run. Bryn Kritzberger there with a base hit, as well as 2 walks drawn, and she was a hit batter as well. Brooklyn Galdi with a couple of singles and a run scored. Maddie Sand with a run scored and a walk drawn. And Reagan Zerfus with a RBI single and a walk drawn, a couple of runs scored as well. Batting statistics for Mayport CG. Batting statistics for Grafton. Only 2 hits on the game, surrendered by Riley Satcham and the Patriots. And they went to Nicole Johnson and to Addison Fredrickson. Each with a single. Johnson got around to 3rd. Fredrickson got to 2nd. Nobody else got to 2nd. And so it was a tough day batting for Grafton. Pitching stats, Riley Satcham led the way there for the Patriots. She pitched 6 innings of 7, striking out 10 Grafton batters and allowing just those 2 hits. Danica Hansen closed things out with a strikeout of her own. 11 total strikeouts there for Mayport CG pitchers on the day's action. And for Grafton, again, Addison Fredrickson pitched the first 2 innings. She did not accumulate a strikeout, gave up a handful of walks. She gave up 7 runs. Of those 7, 6 of them were earned. And then Nicole Johnson came in the 3rd, went through a couple of innings, not allowing a run, striking out a couple as well, but the 5th and 6th were tough for her. She ended up giving up 8 runs, and of those 8 runs, 7 of them were earned. Again, a smattering of walks and a smattering of hits as well in the game. So that is the individual stats. The final line score, Mayport CG, 15 runs off 9 hits, 11 left on base, 1 error, and earned runs, obviously. And Grafton, 2 hits, no runs, 13 runs of their own were earned, 5 errors of their own, and 3 left on base. We get now to our post-game accolades. Let's start with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes energy. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. I'm going to give it, even though Riley Satcham had a great performance in the pitcher circle, I'm going to give it to Raina Satcham today. She was unstoppable from the plate. Although I shouldn't say unstoppable. She did have the line out and a ground out, but she was 3 for 5. She had a triple, a pair of singles, drove in 5 of the team's 15 runs, and allowed 3 runs to score herself. She did not score any individually. She allowed courtesy runners to do that for her, as she was the catcher, and giving her the player of the game because of the catcher spot. And she leads to our RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. Here are RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. Whoops. There you go. RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. RDK Enterprises wishing all of the area farmers a safe and prosperous spring planting season. Raina Satcham throughout a couple of would-be Grafton runners. Nicole Johnson was threatening in the 4th. Tried to steal 2nd, and Raina Satcham threw her out. She also was part of a couple of 2-3 groundouts as well. So Raina Satcham, our RDK Enterprise Precision Player, and part of the precision play of the game, also on the tag side of things at first base and second base for the Mayport CG defense. Want to give an extra play of the game as well, or I should say defensive player of the game, if you will, to Grafton's Haley Berg. Berg had a couple of really nice putouts there when she went to the catcher spot when Nicole Johnson came in to pitch, and was really impressed, especially by one where she dove for the ball on the catcher spot, laid out, and was able to pick up the out. So good for her on that. Again, it wasn't Grafton's day today, but still a good effort despite the 15-0 loss. And that'll about do it here from Grafton. I want to again thank John Kempstead and everybody at Grafton for having us aboard. And again, we'll be back here in a few weeks for the Region 2 Girls Softball Tournament. You can see the whole tournament on YourLiveEvent.com. Plenty of other tournament action coming up on YLE. From all of us here at Your Live Events, for our executive producer, Mark Forsyth, our marketing director, Jim Burkmeyer, Magic Video Man, Jack Albee himself, Brandon Mickelson back in the Halstead Telephone Company office, as well as all of our sportscasters, including our sportscaster of the co-sportscaster of the year, Chase Miller, and our newest sportscaster in Greg Grenz. Good to have Greg aboard from the Carrington area. So if you've heard his games, he does a great job. We're happy to have him aboard doing some things over there. So, Greg, welcome aboard. And again, from all of our voices and everybody involved here at YourLiveEvent.com, this is James Martins saying, Region 2, girls softball fans, show some pride. Have a good rest of your Monday.